There'll be joy in Tiger Town. We'll sing you songs when the Bengals bring the pennant home where it belongs. We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em!
Detroit Tigers!
Go get 'em, Tigers!
What's up, my fellow Michiganians, Michiganders, whatever you happen to call yourselves? Welcome to Wolverine State Sports Talk, and kind of a slow day in the Motor City today. I know the Tigers are playing right now, doing what they normally do, losing 3-0. That'll probably be the final score. Red Wings signed a couple of role players. Pistons played a summer league game. Overall, pretty slow day. So on days like this, I just go with what my mind is thinking. And I gotta say this. What the Lions used to be are what the Tigers are becoming. The Tigers and the Lions are switching places in this city. The Lions are now the respectable franchise that's working their way up, and the Tigers are an absolute joke. I've said it a billion times, and I feel like I don't need to say it again. I think you know exactly what I'm thinking about Al Avila. I don't need to say it. But then, building off of that, my thoughts evolved a little bit. This whole organization needs to change. The culture, the front office, obviously the players on the field, the manager, and also the minor league systems as well. We're talking about the Toledo Mud Hens. We're talking about the West Michigan Whitecaps. We're talking about the Erie Seawolves. This entire house needs to be burned down and rebuilt again. And Al Avila tried to do that a few years ago, firing the whole scouting department and getting completely new hires. Well, given how well he evaluates baseball talent, that's about as well as he evaluates scouting talent. But even beyond that, a lot of people have liked the Tigers draft picks over the years. Take yourself back, for example, to 2020 or 2019, whenever it was, when Spencer Torkelson was drafted. Everybody was really excited. They thought, we got a guy that hit about 37 home runs in college. This guy's going to be an absolute stud. There's no question he took the right pick. Yet he's hitting 180 this season. And it could be that we're just impatient. He could be better. But a lot of the guys we drafted, that were supposed to be big-time players just aren't. I mean, Mize was looking good last year, but then he has Tommy John. We've had an unbelievable amount of players that were highly touted draft picks not make it up. And you know what that tells me? That maybe it stems beyond just the scouting. Not saying the scouting is not a problem, but the player development is absolutely abysmal with this team. From all levels, AA, AAA, single A, and obviously the Tigers on the field right now. The whole organization is terrible at developing talent. And that's why this whole entire thing needs to change. I want a new general manager. I want someone new to manage the Mud Hens. I want someone new to manage the Whitecaps. Everything. And obviously I want Chris Ilitch to sell this team, but that's not realistic. So, and getting back to Chris Ilitch, the product the Tigers have on the field right now is a reflection of Chris Ilitch and how much he cares about this team. His dad would not have let this happen. His dad would have gone on an absolute spending spree. You notice how after 2 years after that 119-loss season, Mike Ilitch, Chris's dad, basically told Dave Dombrowski, hey, go wild, sign whoever the heck you want, and we're ready to compete for a World Series. And 2006, we get all those players, boom, we make the World Series. 2 years after a 114-loss season with Chris Ilitch, this is what we have. Trying to find the bargains, trying to, get the cheapest groceries at the store. And if you do that, you better draft well and you better develop well, and neither of those things apply to the Tigers. This organization is a joke. And as long as Chris Ilitch owns this team, and as long as Al Avila is the GM of this team, we're going to be terrible. The Tigers are the new Lions. And I don't even feel good saying that because the Lions actually are moving in the right direction. Here's the thing. I'm not just saying this because the Tigers are losing. That's only part of the story. The Red Wings, the Lions, and the Pistons, all three of those teams haven't won a playoff game in 15 years. 2008. The Wings and Pistons won in 08, and the Lions' last one was in 1991. So you'd think I'd be burnt out with those teams. But here's why I'm not. Because all three of those teams are committed to change. All three of those teams didn't accept the status quo. And two of those teams, it didn't just fall right into their lap. They actually had to go work for it. Sheila Ford actually had to go work and find Chris Spielman, get him off the air and say, hey, you want to manage the football operations? You know a lot about this game. Go get your GM. Go get whoever you need. You're a football junkie. And then the Pistons, Goris said, I like this guy out of Oklahoma City. He drafted Russell Westbrook and James Harden on the same team, has an eye for talent. Let me get Troy Weaver and rebuild and do this the right way. Learning from my previous mistakes with Blake Griffin and Stan Van Gundy. One of those teams got very lucky, and you can probably guess which team it was. It's the team owned by Chris Ilitch, the Red Wings. The other team, actually. And he got lucky that Steve Yzerman is one of the best GMs in the sport, and he was also one of the best players in team history outside of Gordie Howe. So be happy that the Red Wings are good right now, because when Steve Yzerman retires, this thing is going to be a train wreck. Because Chris, if he's not selling this team like he said, this whole thing is going to be an absolute train wreck. And I think we're seeing, too, last names don't always mean everything, because you think Chris Ilitch would be better than Sheila Ford 5 years ago, because the Ilitches were much better than the Fords from what we thought. But the truth is, now it's the exact opposite. The Ford family is actually building something, and the Ilitch family is a complete joke. Or not the families, excuse me. The individuals, because we have to remember these people are individuals, not entire groups of people. So the Tigers refuse to change. The Tigers refuse to get better and make the necessary changes. They don't want to make Alavila unhappy, and they are just refusing to accept the reality that is right now. For the trade deadline, I don't even know what the heck you do. I mean, you sell, do you buy? This team is in the worst possible situation because we just went through 5 years of rebuilding, and this team, I'll tell you what, this offense is going nowhere. And you don't even have that many tradable pieces. So do you buy? Do you stay set? And this is the fault of the man who empowers Alavila and this entire everybody within this organization, and that's Chris Ilitch. We are in no man's land. The Tigers don't have an identity. They don't have a plan. And they're refusing to commit to change. So, you know what? I'm going to keep watching this team, but in terms of getting excited about this Detroit Tigers team, this team is dead to me. I can't give this team another cent until they make the necessary changes. Otherwise, you're just taking advantage of fan loyalty. And this is a depressing day for me because this was my favorite team 10 years ago in all of sports, easily. I loved watching Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, Mario and Rod. Now all that is gone. It feels like ever since Mario and Rod left, I know that they're not the cause of everything going on, but maybe they are. Or maybe not, but maybe they're a microcosm of what this team is and how bad the organizational culture is at this team. Something is wrong. And, there's cockroaches all over the house. It needs to be burnt down, but Chris Ilitch is totally fine sitting in a house of cockroaches as long as he gets his money. So I guess the only solution for us is not to give him money. And when he decides that he is going to lose some profit, then he might make the necessary changes. But right now, I would much rather, if I were you and I was a Detroit sports fan, I'd put much more attention on the three other professional teams here. I never thought I'd say that. Not in my whole life, but now things have changed. So, yeah, it's a sad day. All right, thank you all for listening. Even though I'm upset with this team, go Tigers, go Detroit, and y'all have a good night.